Alright, hey guys, welcome to episode number 56 of the Code Hangout show. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to take photo using the image picker controller in iOS right in your app. So here is the app that will look like after this tutorial, after this episode. You will have a very simple app, single view app, and you can interact with the keyboard and you can type in like we are posting something onto a new post on the news feed, and we can take a picture like this. Obviously on a navigation on a screens we cannot on a simulator we cannot take a photo, but after this if you run on your device then you can take a photo. Alright, so if you goes down the link right down below or the link on the annotation right here, you can download the starter project. And obviously, as my thanks to you for joining me in Code Hangout, every time I will send you my new iOS course as my gift to you, so that you can continue the journey with me. All right. So let's get into the game. Let's get into our project. Here is the starter project. If you look at this, I already built everything here for you in the starter project. On the UI, some very simple UI. We have the text view and an image. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry about all the connecting outlets or actions and some of the boilerplate code that doesn't have anything to do with this episode. Okay. So let's go into our ViewController class. This ViewController has two IB outlets. The first one is the text view, so that I can focus, like appears the keyboard, and also an image view that we can assign the image that we take into that. Okay, and here is the view. In the view that up here, I just simply make the text view become the first responder. It means that the keyboard will appear immediately. Okay. So our focus right now is on the take photo click. Now in order to use the image picker controller, first we'll have to import, really we don't have to do this, but later on we will have to. So I will import something called a mobile core services. Okay, this mobile core services allows us to access some of the key elements inside an image picker. So next, in the take photo click, this is the IB action, the method that will get called when this button gets click. Okay, so before we do that, I have to tell you that we have to create a private variable for the image picker, and it is of type image picker controller. Okay, and I will use optional explicitly ungrab optional over here, so that we don't have to initialize it when this class gets initialized. Okay, next in the take photo click, we are going to initialize and configure our image picker using image picker equals UIImagePickerController, and we use the standard initializer like that. And I want to assign the delegate imagePicker.delegate to be this class, to be ourself. That's why that way when we take a photo or we pick a photo from our photo library, then we can get that photo, we can capture that photo, and we can assign it to our UI element. Or later on in your project, maybe you want to send that photo to your friends. It is in your iMessage app or some social network apps that you want to post that message, right? Want to post that photo. So that's why we want to have this delegate. Next, now notice I am running this project on our simulator, and the simulator doesn't have a camera. Or some devices, now that I believe that most working iOS devices already have camera, but some devices the camera gets disabled, or like the camera gets broken. Then if our app just try to use the camera, then the user cannot use the photos library, right? We want the users to have the ability to select either the camera or the photo library. So if it is UIImagePickerController dot is source available, is source type available? So I want to check if the camera is available. Then I want to use the camera. So image picker dot source type is dot camera. Okay. So if the camera isn't available, then we want to do just the photo library like that. Cool. So if the photo library is if the camera isn't available, then we just use the photo library. Now, if it is in your app, then maybe you want to show a action sheet controller. If you love to learn about the action sheet controller, what I mean is, like, when you click into that, there will be two options for the user to select, whether it is a photos library or take a photo or use a camera. Okay, that you can use also, so that the user has two options. Okay, so next. Now I know that I am doing this live here, so I just take the time, explain, and wait a little bit so that you can type in with me. Okay. All right. Next, this image picker it is the default design, and it also allows us to configure some of the property in it also. So we can do something like allows the user to edit the photo or not. So in this case, let's just allow the user to edit this. So I will use imagePicker.allows editing to be true. And also, before we display this camera or display the photo library, then we must make sure that we change the imagePicker.media type. Okay, the type of the media that we are going to use. So what is the media type? The media type is exactly this source type. Okay, so I will use UIImagePickerController dot available media type for source type, and it's going to be imagePicker dot source type, which is the property that we just set over here, imagePicker dot source type. Okay, and because this, we have to ungrab that. Cool. All right. So that is that. Next, now the photo library or the camera, if you use in your app, okay, it will just displays it like this, like goes straight up. What it is it is displaying modally. If we want to display it modally, then we'll have to call self.present ViewController, and the ViewController here is image picker, and animated we were true, and completion is nil. Okay. So that is that. Now, if you run the project right now, it will crash. It has a compiler error because we says that this class is the delegate of the image picker, right? But we never do anything about that. So I will just make this a comment, and then I will show you why we have to implement that also. So let's run the project right now. I will run it right now, and it is going to be here. And here we go. I can type in some random text here, or I can just do something crazy. Okay, and then I will click this photo icon, and it displays our photo library like this, because on the simulator we don't have the camera, right? But I noticed two things. The first one is if we click onto this cancel, okay, this cancel. But now when we go here, and let's say I choose this photo, okay, and I can actually edit this, and I choose that, nothing happens. Why is that? Well, we just handle the case that we configure the camera, we configure the image picker, and we display that, but we never process the image that is taken or is chosen from the photo library. That is what we are going to do next. So in order to do this, I will have to implement some of the delegate method of the UIImagePickerController, and that is exactly why we want to have this class ourselves to be the delegate of the image picker right here. Okay, right here. So I'm going to, alright, so I'm going to have the extension of ViewController, which is this class, and I will conform, we will have this class conform to UIImagePickerController delegate. Okay, but now that will not, it will not be all, because we also have to conform to UI navigation controller delegate also. Okay, it's just some documentation that if you have the time, you can read it in the UIImagePickerController. Okay, so next, there are a lot of methods here that you can have. So I will hold the Command key, click onto the UIImagePickerController delegate, and there are two optional methods. The first one is did finish picking media with info. That is what we want to use. And the second one is ImagePickerController did cancel. Okay, so in the case of, let's implement those things. So if it is ImagePickerController did cancel, okay, then I will just self.dismiss ViewController animated true and completion is nil. Okay, because the user cancel that, then we will just dismiss this ViewController, and then I will print this user and maybe canceled the camera / photo library, just so that you know. Okay, the next method that we want to do is ImagePickerController did finish picking media with info. ImagePickerController, and you can choose the finish picking image or later on in your project, because if you use the did finish picking media with info, then you have this info. This info has a lot of things that you can do, like the original image or size it or change it around. Okay, you have a lot of options there. That's why I want to introduce you to that. So first, now usually in this app, because all we do is just take a photo, right? But I want to make sure that you understand that if we use the camera like this, the image picker, we can not only take a photo, but we can also select a video, or we can select a video, or we can shoot a video from the camera. That's why this info here, it can contain the video also. So I want to check if the media type, let's the media type to be info subscript UIImagePickerController media typed like that, and we'll cast it as a string because it is a string. And then here we want to check if the media type is equals to open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Inside this we'll have KUT typed, okay, image, KUT typed image, and we'll cast it as a string so that we can compare that. So if this media typed, the one that we just take, use the camera to take or use the photo library to choose, is an image, then it means that a photo was taken. Otherwise, else a video was shot or chosen. Okay, so in this case, in our app, we just want to choose a video. Just want to choose a photo. Then I will do self.imageView.image, which is our image view on the screen. Then here we will choose the info sub UIImagePickerController original image. Okay, just some boilerplate code, and you can use that in every single project that you want to use the camera, and we'll cast it as an optional UI image. Okay, here you cannot cast it as a, if you use like this, then I think that you have an error. Oh, it's not, but it says that it will not produce nil, so let's cast it as optional like that because it can be nil. Okay, all right, so next, after we got this, after we got the image, then we'll have to self.dismiss ViewController animated to be true and completion is nil. So that we have the photo library or the image is dismissed. So let's run the project once again. Okay, here we go. Prepare for the excitement. Type in some crazy thingy. Select this, and then I will choose moment. Select this photo. Maybe we can edit it. Now, the reason why I can do this using the two finger thingy, I will hold the option key. Okay, hold the option key like this. You move it around, choose it, and boom. You see that? Okay. Now, there are two last things I want to show you in this one because I think that you will be interested in this. The first one is how we can hide this this button. Okay. Now, the keyboard. This you use this IB action is gets called when that button gets clicked, right? Then I will just use text view dot resign first responder. If you want the keyboard to appear on the text view, then you use become first responder. But if you want to dismiss the keyboard, then you use resign first responder. Just keep that in mind that you can do that in code also. Okay. The second thing is in the simulator, if you choose the camera like that, in the camera roll there are like several images that you can test out originally. But how can I have this image over here? Well, that's quite simple. All you have to do is go back into the home screen, okay? Command Shift H, and then hit Safari. After you hit the Safari, then you can drag out any image inside Safari like that, and then it will save this image, like this image right here. Here we go, into the camera roll, and you can select. Okay, let me. Goes back here. You can select this. We have to cancel that. Oops, when we cancel, then we have this console, right? Then we can select that moment and select this photo. Zoom in, choose that. Here we go. Alright, so I hope that you enjoy this episode, and as always, when you enter your name and email to get the starter project, the resources and the complete project for this episode, I already sent you another email. We will send you another email in which I give you my new iOS course, and I hope that you enjoy that. So let's get over your inbox right now and see another email from me. So I hope that you enjoy this episode. I will see you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will chat live again. So enjoy the course that I give you. Honestly, I put in a lot of heart and soul and time and efforts in that. Hopefully, it will help you a lot. So I hope that you enjoy this episode. Have a good night, whatever the time that you are seeing this. So I hope that you enjoy this, and I will see you next time in our next episode of Code Hangout. Until then, go out there every single day of your life, learn new things, craft new ideas, and contribute to the world. I see you.